The second game of the June 1991 LSAT says a small software firm has 4 offices numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each of these offices has exactly 1 computer and exactly 1 printer. So we know that our setup for this game is going to be as follows. We have a computer and a printer, each in exactly 4 offices. Again, 4 offices numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. It then tells us that these 8 machines were bought in either 1987, 1988, or 1989. So only 3 possibilities. And then tells us the 8 machines were bought in a manner consistent with the following conditions. So the first condition tells us that the computer in each office was bought either in an earlier year than or in the same year as the printer in that office. All right, so we know, again, the computer in the office was bought in an earlier year or the same year as the printer in that office. So again, we'll put that over here as well just to keep it consistent. The second condition then tells us that the computer in Office 2 and the printer in Office 1 were bought in the same year. All right, so again, we know the printer in Office 1 and the computer in Office 2 are going to be the same. The third condition then tells us that the computer in Office 3 and the printer in Office 4 were bought in the same year. So again, the computer in Office 3 and the printer in Office 4 are the same. The fourth condition tells us that the computer in Office 2 and the computer in Office 3 were bought in different years. So again, they're not the same. And then the last condition here tells us that the computer in Office 1 and the printer in Office 3 were bought in 1988. So again, the computer in Office 1 and the printer in Office 3. All right, so what deductions can we make? Again, we know that the computer in every office must be in the same year or an earlier year than the printer. So we know that the printer in Office 1 is going to be either 88 or 89, because it can't be 87 because of the first condition. We know that that is going to be the same now for the computer in Office 2. And again, we know the printer in Office 2 is either going to be the same year or a later year than the computer in Office 2. Now turning our attention to the computer in Office 3, the computer in Office 3 has to be an earlier or same year as the printer in Office 3, so 87 or 88 are the only possibilities. And we know that's going to transfer over to the printer in Office 4. And then lastly, we know that the computer in Office 4 is either going to be 87 or 88. And that would be the setup for this game.